are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome to Entertaining Germantown. I'm your host, Parke Kennedy. On this show, we're going to take a look at some interesting things going on in the arts and culture world in and around Germantown. I'll be chatting with Marcy Stagner from the Memphis Jewish Community Center about an exciting upcoming film festival, two dancers representing Collage Dance Collective and Riverdale Raider Theater. Here with me today is Marcy Stagner, Program Director of Cultural Arts and Adult Services from the Memphis Jewish Community Center. Welcome, Marcy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. I'm excited to talk about this upcoming film festival. It's the Morris and Molly Fogelman International Jewish Film Festival, and it's coming up really soon, January 31st, and it runs through February 27th. So it's a month-long festival, which is a good thing because there are 9 films.
There are 9 films.
Tell us all about it. How do we go? When do we go? What are the films?
Absolutely, you got
Everything.
it. So like you said, we've got 9 films running from January 31st through February 27th. Some of the films are at the Jewish Community Center. We've got a great theater space in there. A couple of the films are at the Malco Ridgeway Theater. Okay. Our opening night film is at the Paradiso at 7 o'clock. The films are $5 for members of the JCC, $7 for non-members, so they're very, very affordable. Mm-hmm. And tickets can be purchased by calling the Jewish Community Center, by going on our website, jccmemphis.org/film, or you can come in and do it in person.
In pretty big capacity then if you're using those spaces, and then also I've been to the theater at the Jewish Community Center. It's a good sized theater, so
yes,
you can accommodate a lot of folks.
We can, and this is our 7th year of this festival. It continues to grow every single year, and what's really fun is every year I have new community agencies reaching out to me requesting to be partners with us. So we work with Indie Memphis and Facing History and Ourselves and the Memphis and Shelby County Film and Television Commission. We work with lots of different organizations who want to partner with us.
Well, I can see why. I mean, I perused the offerings, and with 9 films, such a wide array of historical content and contemporary themes. So there's so many different things to build on, and ways to increase the conversation around these films. So I can see why you have that interest, which is really great.
Absolutely.
Because then the more folks kind of come and get on board and come enjoy the show.
Right.
So
we've got dramas, we've got thrillers, we've got documentaries, we've got comedies, and there's even one of the nights, it's after the documentary called Heading Home, The Tale of Team Israel, which is a documentary
about the baseball team.
Mm-hmm. Which is fun because baseball is such a quintessential American sport,
right.
But Israel, created their own baseball team and went and played in the World Classic. And after that film, we're having a ballpark-style themed dinner, so you can sign up for the dinner and the film at the JCC.
So you're creating these ancillary events to really get people involved.
But opening night is called The Testament, and it's a very, very long process to select these films. We start off with over 100 films.
I was going to ask, and I'm sure you do it way in advance.
Way in advance, almost a year in advance, and I have a dedicated committee that I work with to make our selections, and this first film is very powerful. I highly recommend all of them. Again, we whittled it down to 9 from over 100, so they're going to be good.
It must be so hard.
It is hard, but it's a fun process. I get to watch a lot of movies.
Yeah, right. What a great job.
It's fun. But the Testament is on opening night at the Malco Paradiso at 7 o'clock. And it is about, it's a drama about a religious man. He is also a senior Holocaust researcher, and he has found that there is a construction company looking to build on land that he found was a burial ground during the Holocaust. And he's trying to prevent them from building on this land, and in the process finds out some things about himself and about his family that kind of throws him for a loop he didn't know, and it's very suspenseful, really wonderful film. Like I said, we've got some comedies in there. Some
Right,
are
the comedy
subtitled, some are in
one
English.
just really kind of got me thinking. So there's an Israeli comedian, well actually he was born in Israel, raised in Texas, and he takes American comedians to Israel.
Yes,
and
non-Jewish
they-
comedians.
Non-Jewish comedians,
Right.
and they go and experience the country in sort of whatever way that they each one does,
Right.
and they do, I guess,
They do
shows
comedy.
for charity. They
Yes.
do comedy shows for charity, and it's sort of a reflection of their experience
Right,
on
and
these
it's also
trips.
hysterical.
And some of them are irreverent, and some of them are
Right.
profoundly moved
And you'll
spiritually
know some
by
of the
what they see.
comedians.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
sounds
really
hilarious.
funny one. Another one of my favorites from this festival is Shelter, and we're partnering with Indie Memphis for this film. It's a thriller. It's about an Israeli Mossad agent and a Lebanese informant who she has to protect in a safe house. So that's another really good one. It's intense.
Very intense.
So we've got a lot of.
And there's the one about the two young boys, brothers.
Yes, Bag of
who-
Marbles. That's our
that
closing
sounds-
night film. It's very heartwarming,
Yeah.
and yes, the two brothers, and it's really about their relationship, and they're not able to stay with their family. Their family has them escape the war together. It's a French film, and it's really about the journey of these two brothers together and their relationship, and it's sweet, and it's heartwarming, and it's scary, and it's sad.
And they're trying to reunite with their family.
Yes.
But they've got to
They're
survive.
alone, right? They've got to survive, and I have two boys myself, so watching this, yeah.
Yeah, a little hard, yeah.
I do.
So let me ask you, so you said this film festival is the 7th year, and it's
Yes.
just grown and grown and grown.
Yes.
Tell me about the sponsors. So the Morris and Molly Fogelman, they're obviously the named sponsors of the International Jewish Film Festival. That sounds special.
So Wendy and Avron Fogelman, who are Memphians, named the festival for Avron's parents, Morris and Molly Fogelman, who were instrumental in getting the Jewish Community Center developed in Memphis. The JCC is now located in East Memphis, right on the border of Memphis and Germantown.
Right.
And it's not always been there.
Okay.
It's been there for a very long time, as long as I've known it.
And
It's
that's an
been
amazing
there.
location because you're just right in
It's
the
a
right spot
great
for everybody.
Location, but Morris Fogelman and Molly Fogelman both were very instrumental in the purchase of the land, the acquisition of the land, and the development of the JCC as we know it today. So it's very
Huge
special that
forward thinkers.
Yes.
And this film festival is definitely a very forward-thinking endeavor, and I think that folks should come out and see it. So are all the shows
Absolutely.
at 7 o'clock at night?
most of
Is
them
it
are at
very-
7 o'clock. We've got one matinee
Good.
on February 24th. That's at 1 o'clock on a Sunday.
Good.
And then we've also got a dance company coming from New York. It's a 7-person, all-female contemporary dance company.
And how does that,
So this is in the middle of our festival. It's just to put it in a frame of reference, the opening night of our film festival is January 31st, and then 2 nights later on February 2nd, it's a Saturday night at 7:15. Ariel Rivka Dance from New York is coming to the Jewish Community Center for a performance, and you can get tickets again by going on our website, calling, coming in person.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
great
I
opportunity.
strongly encourage folks to come out. Thank you so much for being on the show
Thank you
today,
for having
Marcy.
me.
It's time for a short break. When we come back, we'll meet dancers Maisha McGriff and Caio Rodrigo from Collage Dance Collective.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back to Entertaining Germantown. My next guests are dancers Maisha McGriff and Caio Rodrigo, here representing Collage Dance Collective. Thank you guys for being on the show today.
Thank you for
I'm
having
delighted
us.
to have you. I know I had initially reached out to Marcellus, who's your executive director, but they're off traveling, performing somewhere.
Yes.
And so you guys got sent instead, and I'm thrilled. I'm obsessed with Collage Dance Collective Ensemble. I just got a calendar. Most beautiful company ever, and I can't wait to see the upcoming production. It's Rise.
Rise, yes.
And it's at GPAC.
Yes.
And I can't remember the dates, so you have to help me.
February 22nd and the 23rd.
So 2 performances?
Yes, 2 performances on February 22nd at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
On February 23rd, it's at 2:30.
So it's a matinee, so
Yes.
perfect, so that people can come if they don't like to get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very family friendly. Bring the kids, bring everyone to come. It's a great show.
Yeah.
With a great array of pieces in the show.
So how many pieces will we see?
Well, the company has 4 pieces.
Okay.
And then the students have 2 or 3.
This is the Collage Youth Ensemble.
Collage Youth Ensemble and also other dancers of the Collage Conservatory.
Okay, cool. So
Yes.
so it's real students.
Yes.
So great. So they get an
Yes.
opportunity to perform on stage and
Yes.
you know, if for young kids, if they've never been on stage, if their first experience is on the GPAC main stage, that's pretty awesome. I personally have never danced on the GPAC main stage. I do frequently speak from the stage, and it's an awesome space, and people who come and perform there always compliment us on the experience that they have there. It's not a huge theater, but the stage is big, and it makes for a really powerful performance.
We've both never performed on the stage yet, so this is our first time. We're excited.
Yay.
But I've seen a company perform there before, and it was a great experience. So
Right, there's not a bad seat in the
no,
house, and you
not
really
at all.
kind of feel like you're part of what's happening.
Yes.
So that's really cool. Okay, so
Exactly.
2 shows, one
shows.
at 7.
One at 7:30.
And one at
2:30.
and then a matinee. And so the overall show is called Rise.
Yes.
It's part of sort of some pieces that you regularly perform in different locations around the country, or?
Well, a few of our pieces, there's 2 Wasteland and In the Mirror of Her Mind. Those are 2 pieces that are part of our company rep that we tour.
Okay.
And those are both choreographed by Christopher Huggins. And then Rise is actually, it's our season, it's called Rise, but we have a piece called Rise within the show.
Okay.
And that's choreographed by our artistic director, Kevin Thomas.
Okay, and are you in that?
Yes, we're in both of those.
So
yes.
what's that? So why is it called Rise, and what does that mean? What's the sort of thinking behind it, and the story, the feeling?
Do you want me to do this one? It's choreographed to, there's some music involved, of course, but to different speeches from Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King. So, yeah, the history behind him coming to help with the Memphis sanitation workers and things like that. So it's a beautiful time to come, especially with it being February, Black History Month. Sure. I like to say Martin Luther King Day is not just on the day that we celebrate it, but if you come to Rise, it's a great way to continue your celebrations of Martin Luther King and the things that he's done and the legacy that he's left behind and what our company looks like and what our school represents as well with that.
Let's talk a little bit about what your school represents.
Okay.
And I know you're founded originally in New York City,
Yes.
but it didn't take you long to relocate to Memphis to really pursue the mission. So
Yes.
tell us about the mission.
The mission is for dance to be accessible, classical dance or dance itself as an art form to be accessible to those people who necessarily don't have access to it. I believe in the mission, it says we were originally founded in 2006 in New York, but moved down here in 2007, and it's because Marcellus and Kevin realized the need down here, in Memphis especially, for there to be something that a lot of the students here, a lot of the kids here need to see, as well as their families, to be able to see that this is something that they have access to and something that they can enjoy, something that they can use in their lives, or something that they can take part of as an activity to get them involved in other ways in the community.
They need to see folks like themselves reflected on stage,
Yes.
performing at such an amazing level, right?
Yes.
And then to get interested in sort of start to learn the process of, you know, how do I get involved in this? And I know
Yes.
Collage does some sort of like community outreach type education
Yes.
with some charter schools, and then you
Yes.
also have your regular
Conservatory school, yes.
conservatory school. So
Yes.
it's a tremendous mission. So tell me how you got involved in dance, and how did you find Collage? And I'm sure you have two different stories. We only have a little bit of time left.
I'll
but
let Kyle start first.
Tell me, Kaya.
Yeah, I'm Kai from Brazil. And
From Brazil?
Yes, and I have a
We should have
friend in
talked
the
about
company.
that. Bom dia, como está?
And I have a
brasileira.
friend in the company.
Okay.
And he told me about it, and I did the audition last year for Collage, and I got a contract for this is my first season.
Wow.
And I'm enjoying a lot.
Very good.
Yeah, my whole life I did classical ballet, so it's a kind of different.
Yeah.
Do a contemporary and new classicals, but I really like Collage so far. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
It's
Well,
a
they're
really
lucky to
good
have you.
experience.
All right,
Thank
tell us
you.
your story quickly.
I'm Maisha. I'm from Kansas City,
Yeah.
Missouri. Originally, I was living in New York City for 3 years, and I kind of took a little break. Dance is rough sometimes, and you try and you try and try, and then sometimes the no's can become overwhelming. So I was working an administrative assistant position at a really well-known dance school in New York City, and I got back on my horse and said, I need to try this. I need to get back into dancing. I need to figure this out. And at the time, a dancer that used to be in our company was here, and I contacted her and asked her questions about the company. She informed me about the mission of the company, and I was like, wow, that's something I want to be a part of.
Right.
So I was also, like I said, I was living in New York. I went to the audition, and they called me back, and
Awesome.
I couldn't believe that.
Well,
So,
and an opportunity to inspire young people and do what you love. So I can't wait to see the show.
Yes, we're
I hope
excited.
folks will come out and
Absolutely do too.
experience it. Thank you
Yes.
so much for being
Thank
on
you
the
for
show
having
today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
During the break, Elaine and Nicholas will perform a number from Riverdale Raider Theater's production of Beauty and the Beast Jr. We'll be back in a bit.
Tale as old as time, true as it can be. Barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly. Just a little change, small to say the least, both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast. Ever just the same, ever a surprise, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise. Tale as old as time, tune as old as song, bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong, certain as the sun, rising in the east, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast.
watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back to Entertaining Germantown. I'm very pleased to welcome Christina Hernandez, director of Riverdale Raider Theater's upcoming production of Beauty and the Beast Jr., and rising star Elena Nicholas. Thank you guys both for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
So we just got to hear you sing during our little break.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank
You're
you.
in 7th grade.
Yes, ma'am.
At Riverdale Elementary School.
Yes.
Have you been doing this forever?
Since I was born, yes.
Since you were born, so you're just going to be on stage. That's awesome. That's a hard song.
It is.
Right? And then there's the accent, and it's one of those roles that's so sort of well known that you have that pressure to sort of live up to, you know, what we've all seen in the movies, and plus put your own spin on it, which I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
And she does it so well.
It's exciting. So tell us about when we can see the show.
So the show runs March 27th. We have a field trip day. That's our soft open matinees.
Okay.
We'll keep some information on that on our website
Good.
for anyone that wants to come. And then we open officially to the public March 28th. We have a show the 29th and the 30th.
So 3 shows,
Yep.
well, 3 shows.
3
and
shows
then
plus
it's
the
sort of a
matinees
soft-
for our kiddos.
Awesome. So you guys are obviously in rehearsal now.
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
And battling sickness, I heard, and illness in the school
Yes,
system.
we've had quite a few flu outbreaks, but we
Yes.
are chugging along.
Well, the show must go on.
It must.
And it's that time of year, but you guys will be fine.
Yes,
and,
we will.
So tell us about the size of the cast and sort of how the whole thing comes together.
Oh, so our cast is one of the bigger ones. We have about 55, I believe, in our cast, so you're in for a big show.
And the ages range?
From 1st grade all the way up to 8th.
Okay.
So good range of kids as well.
Fun.
You'll see some cute little ones.
Yeah.
Some very poised young ladies and gentlemen
Right, which
as
is
well.
good, yeah.
Yes.
You know, and for the little kids to look up to, too. I think
great.
that's really important to have that kind of guidance. And I know that by the end, you'll have developed a camaraderie with all the kids who you're performing with.
yeah.
And some of those relationships will carry on. You're going to meet 1st graders that you didn't know before, and you're always going to know each other. So that's really fun. You know, I know my daughter was in theater, and it was always a letdown when the show was over.
I know.
That
we all get so close.
Yeah.
It's like a family.
But it's exhausting too, and so you're ready for the next one, right? It's all about the next one. So Beauty and the Beast Jr. What's the junior? How does that?
So it's a little shorter than the Broadway show. There's a few things that aren't in there for the sake of time, but it's pretty much what you would expect from the Broadway musical of Beauty and the Beast. I think everybody's pretty familiar with that story, so it's
Right.
really fun to get to tell it because everyone knows what they're in for when they come see it. So it's
Right.
fun to put our spin on it. It's a big show. There's
Yeah.
a lot of magic in it.
Magic, yeah.
Very, very big. Lots of
Imagine pretty complex set. And so,
yeah, it's a lot. Our builders, thank goodness for our parent volunteers and all of
Yes.
our sponsors. We couldn't do that without them. This stuff is hard and takes time and money.
And money.
So
And
we,
speaking of which, you did receive a grant from
Yes.
the GPAC Arts Grant Fund.
Yes.
Which funds projects like
Yes.
this in Germantown, which
we
is
really
so fantastic.
we couldn't put on the caliber of productions that we get to do every year without it. So
And I think it's so important to have that level of support so that when the kids invest this much time and energy,
it lets them shine.
they can shine,
The
right?
way that they should be able
Costumes
to.
and makeup
Yes.
and the set and everything.
And boy, the costumes you will see in this show, it's going to be...
Right. And so you're the teapot, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's that outfit look like?
I have no clue.
She hasn't seen it yet, but I have. It's
so she
fabulous.
can tell you.
She will really be a teapot come to life. All of our enchanted objects are so beautiful, and we couldn't do that without our help from other theaters and schools and parents that reach out every year and put this
and with
thing
such
together
elaborate
for us.
costumes, it's going to be,
yes.
you'll have to have some time practicing in that costume. I'm
Yep.
sure there's some movement issues and whatnot there,
sure.
but I always found that, once you get in that costume, then the transformation is complete. So,
Yeah.
well, that is awesome. So tell us again, Tickets can be purchased by going to the website.
The website, or you can buy them at the door. And the show dates again are the 28th, 29th, and 30th of March. So you've got some time to plan.
All right, well, break a leg.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for being on the show. It's time to wrap up this episode. Thank you to all my guests for being here and you, the viewer, for joining us on Entertaining Germantown. If you'd like to watch this or other shows on Germantown Municipal Television, please visit www.gmtvonline.org. I hope you will join us when Entertaining Germantown returns next month.